Voices of the Youths Podcast, a podcast that amplifies.
Look at the average income of a household in Zambia.
Nishinga manje lipaze ngathi 1 pin.
I think this topic is really interesting, yeah. On one side we're talking of heritage, and then on one side we're also talking about economic development. Yeah. And I want to emphasize on economic development.
Para ukalishe mu youth. Ukalishe mu youth. Para sister ukalishe mu youth. Ukalishe mu youth. Panoni paseti tifuna voice ya mu youth. Ungangale ndiwekemba panoni paseti tifuna voice ya mu youth. Olowenza vibala panoni paseti tifuna voice ya mu youth. Nabonse bama business panoni paseti tifuna voice ya mu youth. Nayi mama office pushing my dreams. My dreams.
What's up? What's good and what's bad? Ladies and gents, welcome back to Zedvoices, a podcast that amplifies with me. Tisro, Yalish Wikwamkwa. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure that you do subscribe. Yes, we do have another interesting episode as usual. Muzi Bached have got some interesting as well as handsome, not the N-word, but some handsome guys in the building. So Nkuzevere Rashema Weka Ngatwali Singo, but you want to come at Bali Basin, Dava Yamad. Ashan guys, tourist Kashan. Mvera Wabwanji.
Laka boy.
Yeah.
Mvera Chisimona Gamgamli Muiz. Masukani. Achan.
Kichena Muiz.
What's your name?
Zedvoiceso. Yeah, Zedvoiceso.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. What's that Japan?
Nathan.
Okay, cool. Papa.
Ellis Ebi Bosco. Ebi Bosco.
Guys, so we do have an interesting topic. They will come and talk about team of Yona Maninge, and a lot of people are going through this. Come and talk about career, jobs, and all these things. But before we go any further, so before I go any further, I want to salute and first to warm up these things before we get into the discussions. So just a quick one. I think you guys would make sense to answer this question. I know I've asked it before, but love or money? Anyone would like to say one of them?
Love or money?
Ashan, boss.
Definitely money, bro.
Why? You can
cause I think I believe and I think money is like the cure to almost everything. Is like the answer to everything. With money, I think love comes after, because you're like this modern day and age we've reached.
Yeah.
I feel like for you to find someone who's like genuinely in love with you, I feel like it's gotta be transaction and stuff.
Yeah.
So I believe real love died like back in high school. Those days are like you only have like a uniform, like soccer skills, and the girl loves you like, okay, that's some genuine type of, you get what I mean. But now, if you can't provide, you find these sugar daddies chipping in and stuff, and then like you have a nice babe. Yo, that's risky. So I feel like money is the goal.
Cool.
Go ahead, Maji.
Love or money?
It's a pretty tight one, and also, yeah, because I mean, it's a tough one to answer,
Why is it tough?
Yeah.
I think I do agree with what Zedvoice is saying. It's a pretty tough topic to answer.
Yeah.
I think it all depends on context.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on my end, I would say love above money, and that was my personal reasons. I believe that if you have somebody, all the other things can come down. Yeah. Of course, almost everything. Of course, almost everything that happens these days is transactional, and money is the language. You get what I mean? But I think love exists out there. And we have to acknowledge that fact, even though money could be the most important thing. But I believe that if you genuinely love somebody and people genuinely love you, you can always make the money later on. You get what I mean? But beyond anything, I feel like love is there. That's my take on that. Yeah.
And I feel like the reason why some people would go with money is because, I mean, it's hard. Some find it hard to actually even show love with that money. So it's gone to the aspect where you feel like you've gotta have the money first, and then you fall in love or you love someone. But with that, it's also hard because I feel like when you gain a certain percentage of the money as well, it's hard to actually for you to know what's real and what's fake.
That's the thing, man. And especially now, sorry to cut you short, but these days, in a place like that, if you have the money and then you get the girl, it's usually people say it's because of money. Why is a conqueror goes on and drama with that? Imagine you're broke, you don't have anything. It's hard to get to find the girl. So, man, like these days, imagine.
But again, my take on this is that you can't pursue a girl when you can't provide for her needs. You get what I mean? Yeah. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're with somebody and then you're all struggling. Even yourself, you wouldn't choose yourself if you didn't have money. You get what I mean? So you have to be at a point where.
Man.
But why do these people have money?
You don't choose yourself.
No. Because the thing is the reality is money runs everything. Yeah. And you have to be at a point where you can provide at least the basic things in life.
Yeah.
What are those basic things?
There's just
in a relationship.
In a relationship, okay, you must afford to go out on a date because go out on a date, do all these nice things. Flowers, it doesn't have to be too
nice,
much. Yeah, nails, all these.
Nails. Okay,
Come on, it's a part of maintenance.
Let me just chip in. On the part where he was like, it's nowadays it's kind of hard to know if a girl loves you. If you got money, I find it not to be a problem, man. Because if I have the money and I can provide for her, and I love the girl, like with a body at 10 and everything, I'm okay with that, man. If she loves my money, I can provide, man. Then I'm cool with that. You get like, given that I love the girl, man. Yeah, then I'm okay with spending on her. But when you don't have money, bro, because like you said, man, even you wouldn't choose yourself if you are broke and stuff. You get.
I would choose, man. In also in
a way agree with what Bosco is saying, because one way or the other we have to pay with something. Get what I mean? It could be either you could say she loves me for my money, or she loves me for something else. What is that something else? It could be the way you treat her and all these other things, right? So one way there's a currency that you have to pay. So, but it's just that when you're paying with money, it becomes a problem. But we're all trying to test it out. That's the reality of things. So I think it's a 50-50 thing on my end, It's either love before money or money before that. One way or the other, we're paying either by being, somebody who is nice, somebody who loves the person, and then they love you back. Or you're paying with money for that person. But there are also pros and cons too. Each and every, if you look at the two different sides. With money, if that money runs out, she'll leave you. Yeah, and then again, if she loves you for who you are,
and that's broke just like that. Where are you going? Where are you going, bro? What's
you are who you are. Where are you going? I think that's my take on that.
You need to be like intentional and everything. You're like, you're dating this girl, you're broke. What are your plans with the girl? So if you grinding and you're grinding and you're broke and the girl loves you, well, I'll give it a plus to me. But for me, bro, money always be the first. I don't have money, I'm not dating because I can't afford that girl.
True.
You get? I
Makes
can't.
sense.
So I don't want to be in a situation where I love this girl, then someone who doesn't even love the girl gets that girl. You get?
Sorry to cut you short, but you can also date within your
means
brackets, financial,
The tax bracket.
Yeah,
okay.
Because maybe the girl you're pursuing, that okay, this girl, her hair costs like 10K, her nails cost like 1,000, her dress, probably the clothes she wears. They're costing so much. So you're also putting yourself in a position where you're not able to afford the girl you like. So even the girl, just go for this the bracket that you can afford.
That's why,
and then you could work your way up with her.
That's why I have a problem. Like, look, me, I don't want an average girl, man.
No, it's not. It's not average.
I want to change. I want a body, bro.
It's you.
That's why I'm grinding, so that at least like.
Daddy come up on street. Hey.
Yeah, bro. Because I want a girl like when I'm walking like passing that.
Everyone should know.
Everyone's like, that's the girl.
Your pressure.
But there's a price you gotta pay. Like big thing right now, and then
you could still be dating a girl who wears clothes that are 500 and people are still 10.
Yeah, that's the thing. But anyways, guys, that's us. So legani kulesherere. Legani kulesherere. That was just
an interesting topic.
Yeah, it is. No, but we can do that one next time. Warm up. Now let's get into what we are here for today. Nafuragamba ladies and gents, kadi yonse kumanga katika mkashana, but let's my gents. So gents, let's start from here. Timamvera chat school, right? There's education in Efiashara. Well, my education I'm up sana, but let's get into the Zambian education. Just a quick question. Do you think the Zambian education really prepares us for life?
Yeah, I think it does in a way. Because if you look at how many people have passed through the education system here in Zambia and have made it, that's enough evidence to tell you that it does prepare us for the jobs here in Zambia. Because if you go through the education system here in Zambia, if you're good, you probably must find yourself at UNZA or CBU. And if you go through UNZA and CBU, you would find a decent job. And the skills that you get through university, high school are good enough for you to get a job within the corporate world here in Zambia. So I think it does prepare us for the job market here in Zambia. But if we go out there, the job market out elsewhere, I think that's another story. Okay? And then there's also an aspect of effort, right? There's only so much that the education system can give us. Okay? And it takes, takes critical thinking beyond what the education system is giving us for you to prepare yourself for the 21st century skills and jobs and all that. Yeah, but I think in a way it does give us the basic knowledge that we need to prosper and navigate your way around in life. I don't know your take on
to a certain degree, yeah. So I feel like the most important, looking like how our economy is as a country. Yeah. So like every person, I feel like every person should be able to go to start school grade 1 to 12. Yeah. Other than that, maybe the only way that the education system in that level can be improved is to also provide an aspect of training, let's say maybe in the last year, that also enables people to think about what if school doesn't what if I don't get into uni, because look at the average income of a household in Zambia.
Nishinga pamanje lipaze ngati 1 pin. You build this pin bagamba pereke mwana ku school mwa usongelele nti na vogudi wakudia maso pieces.
The kid is doing well. I mean, not everyone who passed at grade 12 got a bursary, right? Yeah. So what happens to that kid? If the kid also took some personal interest to actually learn a few things, well and good, they'll do something. But if they were just like, okay, I'll just wait till I don't know when to go to school.
Yeah. That's true. But then there's people that think, because most of the times, even from our parents, elders, they would say, end up school. Once you're done, get a government job, you in Shankara. But it's no longer about that these days. There's people that have been to school, colleges, and all those things, but I did be a job. Maybe 2 years. But was it anasiriza school muntu? Those are some of the issues that are there. So, and that's why we get into such questions where we start asking if the education system that we have is truly something that you can use.
Wait, what was the initial question first? What's the question?
So the question was, does the Zambian education, does it prepare you for life?
For life, like set us like to succeed. Okay, I would say to some extent it is meant to like help us
Should
succeed,
be close.
but I feel like there are a few tweaks that can be like adjusted just to at least so that, because I remember in high school I learned about Shaka of the Zulu, bro.
Shaka Zulu.
Yeah, I don't know how that dude helped me like right now. Okay?
Yeah.
I appreciate like learning about history, what transpired like back in the days, slavery and everything. I appreciate that, but I don't see how that can help me in this practical world. You get like knowing Shaka of the Zoo, like he would like, I don't know, step on fire barefooted, the Kahon formation. What did that do help me? Nothing. Like fighting with peers as a guy. Okay, yes, right now, but as a guy and everything. But what did that help me? Nothing. I feel like the system, the education system is maybe it's meant to like get us like somewhere in life, but I think it needs to be adjusted. Like talking about subjects. Yeah, like
so curriculum might check or revise.
Yeah, because there's a lot of unnecessary stuff that we learn. You get because I feel like from the early age, like let's say primary and then secondary, they need to like to have like part where like okay, if I want to be a doctor, I just need to take these subjects. You find that one person has like 9 courses there. I mean 9 subjects, 8 subjects. You find okay, there's agriculture, which is good, yeah. If you want to be a farmer or venture into agriculture stuff, yeah. And you find there's chemistry, there's everything, there's math. Like I want to be a pilot. What is chemistry doing for me? Nothing. You get. Let's say.
Waziwa manani guys. If you were simuli makemiko, in case valuwa na vintu mwamba, funika at least waziwa.
There are some things that were okay with us learning, yeah?
Yeah.
You mentioned the history.
Yeah.
Trust me, that's one of the best things that I think the education system has done. Although not really well, because I feel like we spent so much time learning about other people's history than there's a typical Zambian history. Although it's still culturally under the same, African history. But if they went in deeper, I mean.
Because recently I was even hearing at Wafunu Tusako na Zambian languages in my school.
Honestly, I would root for that. Yo, if you're Tonga, man, learn that stuff from your, let's say your household. I mean, your parents, learn that. Not in school. Why waste my time learning about Tonga, bro?
It's not wasting your time. If let's say in a Lusaka setup. Some people could be Tonga,
okay.
But the parents.
How is Tonga gonna help me, man? Because as you speak right now, we're using English and
it's
stuff.
It's your heritage, man.
Bro,
why shouldn't you learn about your people?
Sometimes,
I
learned Chinyanja, bro. Like in primary, yeah. That's not my language, but I was forced to learn that. You get, bro. Timakamba vinyanja, muhudu tikamba na magai, bro. I didn't need to learn that stuff in school.
So okay, yeah.
So that's the thing. That's like there are things like let's say local languages, bro. What's the need of local languages? Put English.
We can
or put French.
Yeah.
Put Portuguese. Those are like international languages that might help you. Actually, they will help you. Like on the international market, bro. Like you need English. It's not that you get. Yeah, so that's where that comes in. When writing an application, you use English. Not that the you get what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So look, right? Our official language is what? English.
English, yes.
So yes, English is taught in all schools, I believe. Okay?
Yeah.
And do you know how the Zambian languages are taught? Provincial. You get right? Yes. In Southern Province, we learn Tonga. In Eastern Province, there's Chichewa. In Lusaka Province, I don't know what the specific, but we're doing Chinyanja in Lusaka. It's like that. You get. So theoretically, the people living in those areas, they should learn the language there. You get
just
right.
A quick one. Why do we think it's important for us to learn our own local language.
Because that's what makes us. That's what makes me Tonga. I know my traditions. I know everything.
I think this topic is really interesting. Yeah. On one side, we're talking of heritage, and then on one side, we're also talking about economic development.
Yeah.
And I want to emphasize on economic development. Okay. You know, in as much as heritage is important, to what degree does it contribute to our economic development? You get what I mean? So the thing is, there's a lot of work that needs to be done to the education system, but the results or the effects won't be seen maybe after 12 years. So let's say if we make changes now, students have to pass through that system, and then after 12 years now that they've developed their critical thinking, that's when we know that, oh, this was actually very effective. You get what I mean? Yeah. That's the reason why if you go to countries like China, I've been to China, I've also been to Japan, and I've also been to Indonesia. What they do at an early stage is that they teach kids critical skills. You know, they teach them how to knit, they teach them carpentry, they teach them different arts that they can use. Even if they don't find a job in the corporate world, they're able to use these skills elsewhere. But what happens here in Zambia when you start teaching about carpentry? Oh, you are carpenter. You get what I mean? Yeah. These are vocational skills that people, they're very important, but in the context of Zambia, not that much. You hear that get what I mean? If you did carpentry, high level degree or whatever it is, the most thing that you end up making maybe is a good queen size bed.
Yeah, but that's very true.
You get what I mean? Yeah. So what I'm saying is the economy needs to develop to a point where these skills now become. Otherwise, you see people going through the same route of let me go through education system and then I find a job somewhere. Of which now has led to a problem where there are so many graduates and then the jobs are less. You would find that you graduated from UNZA, you graduated from CBU, you find yourself the salary is 3.5. You get what I mean? And what happens is that now people are reducing themselves to that because that's what's on the job market.
That's what's available. Yeah.
So now would we say it's also about the mindset? Because that's the thing. Even Mangarashati, Uyamba school is about going for the formal jobs.
I wouldn't say it's a mindset. It's what's there on the table you get. Like what's available. Let's say there's a job. You're searching for a job. You have a degree. Yes, you get pride. Let's say, okay, you know your worth. And then there's like a job for 3.5. Take or leave it. What you gonna do?
No, I mean, I get it. But before I get to choose the jobs, I'm talking about before that, before uni, all these things. Because Imangarashati, Uzibashati, you're supposed to get a formal job. I want to be a doctor, I want to be a chani. Like what you said about carpentry, these things, we never look at them. It's always from the get-go. Informal, you into a doctor and a chani. Why don't we think about all these other areas? It could be talent, it could be skills.
I think in a way, I think it's playing itself. Because one way, if you decided to explore the world of entrepreneurship, you don't know what to happen. If you start a business today, next day or whatever you have. Yeah. So I think people just play it safe to say, if I find a job, I know for a fact I'll be maybe given a contract for 2 years and I'll have some sort of income
every month.
Okay. And now, why do people accept low income? That's a very good question as well to explore. What happens again is that you're in society and people say, oh no, this is a good salary. If you get 5p, no, that's good. You can just stay in. But if you've been in spaces where people are getting, let's say, 15,000, 20,000, and then they're complaining, even you start to think, oh, maybe this is not
That's what you like. Okay.
That's not my level. But again, you can't be proud when you don't have a job. That's a sad reality. And then the alternative is to say, let me start a business. How do you start a business if you don't have the capital? But again, there is we could explore that topic of where you start a business when you don't have capital. Okay? Sometimes you don't really need to have capital in order for you to start a business. as long as you have the idea that is solving a need in society. Which brings us now to our next segment of where what skills can you develop beyond education?
Beyond education, yeah. Maybe you can speak from experiences. You might say, we want to say to formal sectors are providing with such skills.
As a consultant, founder, lead developer. Yeah, you could share your experience.
So I feel like, thank you, first of all. So there's a number of things I feel like people can, expose themselves to. Yeah. So, initially, let's say how I started as my career, in education, edtech to be specific. So I was just a coach, a math tutor. It's on. As a math tutor, so helping, kids reach their grade level in numeracy and literacy. I did that for a good number of years, Did that here in Zambia, in Namibia, in South Africa, and all that. Then, as you, in any career, you also just want, to progress, see career development and everything, like an interest was already there, so I remember back in school, I was but fucking the password. But you don't know what that does to a kid. You might say, you'll be like, okay, so I'm that guy here. Fucking a password. Oh no, come type for me this report. So the kind of interest was already there. So I started exploring the software development. I already had the laptop, so I just started exploring, okay, how do I do this? I tried YouTube videos, I watched, there's a few guys I used to follow there, and I was learning, I started with HTML, all these, can't go into the technical.
So in short, to come back to school.
No. So I did enroll for uni. Yes, but due to certain circumstances I dropped out. But that didn't still stop me from getting to where I wanted to go, So I continued learning. There's a lot of free online platforms where you can learn these digital skills. No, not only in tech, programming, could be, Vambili, even some, yes,
AI.
Exactly.
Like
so
everything at your fingertips.
So I did that, pushed myself, learning, projects. And then I approached the company where I still currently work. I told them, like, look, I can do this. This is what I can do. They didn't say, there's an open position for this role and all that. I approached them like, look, I have this skill, and could you try me out? If it doesn't work, you can still send me back to coaching. So I did that. 6 months. Nothing. There wasn't any sign of saying, no, you're not really good. You are what? No. I continued. Years. I was still given a contract as, yes, So I worked myself there and I proved.
Conversations relevant na mpamvu we cement no angoze. Baimvera bafana bakulu na angoze.